Did you meet any resistance when you were making it? Were there any no-go areas where the script was, there were people sort of worried about the direction the script was taking?
Well, no, I mean, you have to be, it's interesting, that clip's interesting because, of course, you get fact-checked to death by the BBC. You have to have three sources of evidence for everything you do, which I used to use with Stephen every time we wanted to do something. I go, no, the BBC won't allow that. I often used to lie and just say, no, the BBC won't allow that. And tell him, no, I can't do that.
So you are the great white shark.
I am. But it's interesting, because they do fact-check you to death. But that scene, there is no evidence whatsoever for that scene. And I handed that scene to Dominic saying, you cannot tell me that scene didn't happen. I've got no proof that it did. And of course, it never actually happened like that. But that is the essence of it. That is who he was and who Carmen was as well. So in that sense, the BBC was brilliant. Yeah. You know, I don't know, maybe you kept fights from me, but...
Were there lots of fights?
There were some fights. I mean, we had an amazing commissioner, Lucy Richer, who's like the wisest person in drama. And she kind of left us to our own devices. But we had to fight a little bit of editorial policy. There was some worries about the sex. The Vaseline scene, they worried a lot about and said, oh, we're going to get complaints.
That was my mum's favourite bit. Yeah. That's what my mum took from that. Yeah.
But I think we fought back on a lot of things. And so there was a lot of worry about complaints, and we kept saying, no, complaints are good. Complaints are good. We don't want something bland. And I think
this was again about the sex.
You said that when it really happened. This really happened. You can't argue with that.
There was a moment we lost with the shaving of the back that we'd wanted to do.
Oh yeah, there was one man who Norman worked for, and Norman used to shave his back, and he's still alive.
Yes,
and that's why you couldn't do the
prove. We didn't prove it.
That he shaved his back.
Stephen on the day, didn't he, Dad? Tried to get a bathroom and tried to do it sneakily.
Are you still livid you couldn't do that, Stephen?
Well, it would have been a very good scene.
It would have been a good scene.
You're going to have to put a shaving someone's back scene in the next film you make.
My lily-livered colleagues.
And what's so wrong with it? What's wrong with having your back shaved?
No, it's filth.
It's beyond Vaseline. The Vaseline I can tolerate, but the shaving...
I'm very, very interested in your mother.
You're interested in my mother?
Did she seriously? That was her favourite bit?
No, she certainly was very, very, very in the moment during that scene. But
That was when his dad turned off.
Yeah, that's when he said, my father had been very supportive. And he said to me, I go and see him every Sunday night, and that first Sunday night it was broadcast. He said, isn't your Puff film on tonight? He's ex-military, and he's 89. And I said, yes, Dad, yes. He said, well, we should watch it. I've got a television set upstairs. If you tell me how to turn it on, we'll watch it. Because he doesn't watch telly. And so we went up to the attic, this dusty old thing, we turned it on. And he was very loyal. He said, I'm determined to support you always. And we got as far as Vaseline, and he said, you know, I'm really quite tired now.
Yeah. Do you think he'll ever turn that television on again? Is that it now? It'll never go on?
I doubt it. But he's great. He was the man who I took to the premiere of Paddington 2 and who said to me halfway through the film, is that a real bear?
I sort of want him to be the film critic for every publication in the UK. Yeah. Tonally, the films were fascinating because they were joyful to watch. There was a real sort of, almost like sort of picture postcard, sort of fun energy to them. And yet, a dark, a sort of dark sensibility also. How did you find that tone? How did you all work together to tread that tightrope?
Well, that was in the 80s or 90s. When was the case? 70s?
70s.
That was the tone of the case. You know, schoolboys would make jokes, all that stuff about biting the pillow and shooting the dog. Schoolboys would make jokes about it. So it was, at the time, it was regarded as a great comedy. Perhaps it was more as a comedy than as a tragedy. And I spoke to Richard Ingrams, who edited Private Eye for many, many years, and he said, which book are you doing? I said, John Preston's. He said, oh, that's the one that gets the tone right. Because the truth is, a lot of it was conducted in Private Eye. So it always had that air of a sort of entertainment being laid on for the nation. I don't know. Or alternatively, you could say, well, I read the scripts, and that was the quality that they had. They were always very, very funny. And And the darkness never seemed a problem. They didn't seem to clash at all.
No,
the
not
more
at
you
all.
banged them against each other, the more satisfying it was.
And that's Russell's writing as well. Russell's writing is, you'll laugh 1 minute and then it'll punch you in the gut the next.
Yeah.
And that's, as producers, that helped us with crewing, with casting. Everyone just accepted it. As soon as they got Russell's script, they just went, we have to do this. And all the crew...
So often we don't have scripts when we start prep, and the difference with this project, unlike many other, was that the scripts were in great shape when everyone was starting, everyone was on the same page. So all the many people coming in the mix were able to get a very clear idea.
Also, all the
what it
crew
was
on
we
set
did.
would say, I've not had a script like this before. Everyone was so excited, and we got our first choices for all of our cast. We just would go to, and people were asking us. I think Patricia Hodges' agent was just campaigning, going, "Come on,
Really?
please." And she's what, 10 years older than you, Hugh? I think.
What? I switched off.
Patricia Hodge, 10 years older than you.
Patricia Hodges,
Yeah,
10
well,
years
yeah,
old.
I know. You see, much too young to be my mother. Much too old to be her
But
son.
fabulous in that
But
role.
she was amazing.
Yeah,
And
brilliant.
played the piano for real as well. But it was very easy to get the crew, to get the cast, and it was the scripts. And Russell, working with Russell, you'd say, right, I will deliver episode 1 at the end of January, episode 2 at the end of February, episode 3 at the end of March. And then you'd apologise and go, I'm 2 days late, I'm so sorry, and beat yourself up. But you could shoot them straight away. Straight away. They're just the most fantastic scripts.
So you only give them in once you've revised, you've done all your edits yourself. You are very happy.
And then you get notes. You
Sure.
get notes of, but yes, I don't believe in that. It's a great theory abroad of draft zero, that you hand in a script that's a rough piece of work, ready for us all to begin. Let's all chip in and make this and see where we are. It's like, I believe you should hand in something absolutely ready for transmission, and then you start work on it. But yeah.
But you've answered your question about why Hugh was cast, because he can do the jokes. So the balance is already there in him.
Yes.
And Murray Gold's music as well, bringing that in.
I was going to say, yeah, Murray's music is absolutely brilliant, because there's just a rolling joy to it, and you think, I'm going to sit down, it's Sunday night, it's going to be fun, and then you hit us with the more serious stuff.
I just remembered I wrote the whole thing listening to that waltz. And the other day I looked it up. You can go onto iTunes and see how many. It's an album of Hungarian waltzes that for some reason I thought that fits the show. And I looked on iTunes and I'd listened to it 491 times, the album.
So that was just on
constantly,
repeat?
when I'm writing, constantly, just on repeat.
And you
That
mentioned-
music sums it up, exactly. And then Murray's music is even better. But,
Murray's music is genius.
Yeah.
So you mentioned the back shaving scene. I don't want to go. I know this upsets you, Stephen. But were there any other scenes
The back shaving.
the back shaving? And we're not going to go back to the back shaving. But I was wondering if there are any other scenes.
I'm all for it.
No.
I'm ready. I have a camera crew.
Were there any other scenes that you had to cut because of various worries from controllers or editors?
No, I don't think so. No.
We had to tweak a few little bits about secretaries.
Episode
and things
3
like
was
that.
a lot funnier originally. I thought it was very broadly funny, and they made me say, "You've gone too far now. Pull that in." I was like, "All right," and it probably was better for pulling it in. But
Yeah, I remember there was more sex in the very first draft I read.
yes, of course there was. Yes,
Made
yes,
me
yes.
fractionally nervous. But it was damn funny.
Yes, we actually went into the deed.
Yes, I did the deed the first time with
Yes.
Norman Scott, and I'm actually sort of banging away while he's still chatting nervously
about
about
horses.
it. Yes, I think I saw stables as we came in. Very funny.
That was a good thing. Yeah.
So you were just asked to sort of trim back some of the sort of particularly the third ep.
Yeah, and if trimming that back would have ruined it, I would have fought my ground, but actually it doesn't. The way that scene ends now is absolutely perfect.
And why only 3 episodes? I mean, with something as delicious as that, was there a temptation to roll it out over 6 or 4?
We talked about it a lot. It was either going to be 4, never 6. It was either going to be 4 or 3. And it's just beginning, middle, and end. In the end, it's just, I think.
And I think sometimes nowadays everyone tries to pad things out and try and get sales, more episodes, more sales,
Yes,
more money.
yeah,
You could do the Bible in 3 hours. So this is a dog getting shot.
It's like
So
your next project.
Yeah.
And Russell was firm about that. That actually just keep it tight. Let's not have people watch and go, oh, well, episode 3 treads water a bit, and then 4 we kept it very tight.